Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Welcome one and all. I am so grateful that you have joined me today on what I think is an extra special day, because today I'm going to share with you a clip from a QHHT session that I did just this week. And what I love about the session that I just did is that it really encompasses so many different topics. And it comes right out of this weekend that I spent going to a UFO conference and talking about all of these different concepts. And then I come out and I have this amazing session. And I want to share a little bit of that with you today. And I also want to send a lot of gratitude to my client who was so wonderful and allowed me to share it with you all. So this is just it's a short clip of her session, but it is a fairly long clip. So I'm going to make what I'm saying very brief so you can just listen to this clip. There are so many nuggets in this clip, and it is all during the higher self part of the session. And so leading up to this part, what she had seen were a couple different scenes, a couple different lives, a few actually. In the first one, she was shown a scene where she was flying, and she learned how to fly by working with the gravity and actually pushing off the ground, and dealt with some fears associated with that as well. The second scene she was shown, she was sent to a life where they were alien beings. They were tall and they had 3 fingers and they lived in a cave, so she thought, or what it seemed like, and they were working with this energy machine or energy device that was given to them as a gift from other beings from another planet. And they were told to not mess with this device, that it works perfectly the way it is. It was dangerous to mess with it, and they didn't know any better, so don't mess with it. Well, they messed with it anyway, and they made a huge mess. And that was actually the precursor to Atlantis. And so many different things came up with hybrids, life on other planets, and the power of love, and how important that is, and how important meditation is, and how we can all heal ourselves and the world through the power of love. And the only other thing that I'll say before we get into it is that this woman came because she was curious. She's an inventor, and she's curious where her inventions come from. So this is why she came for a session, and this is what she got. Take a listen. And what else does she need to know so that she can float and not be so stressed?
Is that everything is going to be exactly the way it's supposed to be. And sometimes there's things you cannot change, but they're perfect. Just the way they are.
Sometimes as humans, we don't really understand that going into things, do we?
And you will create more of whatever you think about.
Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Just like she was able to fly in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So we create whatever we think about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So if she's worried or regretting or in fear, is she going to create that then?
Yeah, she'll create more worry, more fear, more regret.
Mm-hmm.
She will not create teaching people how to fly.
Mm-hmm. And she can teach people how to fly, can't she?
Absolutely.
How can she do that?
She's got to learn it herself, and that's through meditation and belief.
Tell her more.
When you meditate more on healing the aspects of your mind and bringing the pieces of your mind that have been fractured over time together. Because all the components are there. Everyone has every component they need to do everything on this planet.
It's just about bringing those pieces together.
That's right. They're fractured.
What fractured them?
You did. Humans.
We fractured our own pieces. How do we do that?
By when you have, over time, lost your beliefs in yourselves, and you've allowed people to control your beliefs. And over time, that has created this fractured belief system, which you know is not true. And anytime you replace something, the truth, with something that's not true, that then fractures that belief. And then you pass it on to your children. And the further you get away from the truth, the quieter the pieces are.
Because they're further away from the truth?
They're further away and they're more watered down, they're more diluted. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means it takes someone focusing. And if we can get one person focusing on it, getting those pieces put back together, that one person can teach millions. We just need one.
So, that focus, that mental focus, is that what it is that helps put the pieces back together? No, what is it?
It's all through your heart.
Oh, it's a heart focus.
It's all through your heart.
So can you describe what the focus can be?
So what it is, the focus is going to be allowing your heart to guide you, not your brain, not your thoughts, not your spirit, not anything. It's your heart. And it's a different feeling. And as you start asking, we'll show you everything. But it's been forgotten. You have clues when you hear the greatest of these is love. Love is the greatest power. Love is this. And so it starts there, and then it works out. Because you have to love. And believe it or not, most people on the planet right now, there's nothing that they truly love.
How come?
Selfishness, being hurt, generations of being trampled on.
So they're fractured.
They're fractured.
And how do you all feel about that when you look down at us?
We know you can do it. We know you can fix it.
And all we need to do is focus in our heart.
And this is just a game.
Tell me more.
This is just a game. No one wins, no one loses, but it is a game. And the game is, let's see if they can do it this time.
Let's see if they can do what?
Fix this. Find your power. Find your power. It's here.
And where is the power?
And somebody in a isolated cell in Korea can get it. They don't need food. They don't need water. They just need to keep the body alive long enough to find that love in their heart again. To love something. Could be a cat, could be a dog, could be but where you truly love it. Adore it. Love something. Simple as that. That's where you start.
That's where we can start finding our power, remember? And then once we do that, we can kind of see more that it's all a game, huh?
Then everything will be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that's revealed and the more that you guys, you're going to create paradise here on earth. And it's coming.
Oh, tell me about that.
You guys are going to create it.
Tell us how we're doing that.
Through the first step. Don't get past the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look 500 steps. This first step is the hardest and the easiest.
Mm-hmm. But once we do this first step, we're going to create heaven on earth?
We're going to create, you're going to start creating it. Because once you learn how to love, and you understand that if you can love one thing that has a heartbeat, then you're going to start loving other things. And pretty soon, when you love everybody on this planet, even those nasty ones that are misbehaving, when you get to that point, that's when all of those fractures are going to come together. When you can watch the news and feel just as much sadness for the man that committed the murder as the person that was murdered, that's when you know you found your love.
Mm.
When you realize that every single person's doing the best they can. And find love for every person. That's when we're going to heal this world.
And so how do we get to that place where we can find that love?
Love one thing.
Just love one thing? That's where we start.
Could be, in your case, it could be the man that you're with. That could be who you choose to love. And when you love, it's not that you don't see the things they do that are bad. It's that you get an understanding, you see it through their eyes, and you understand why they did it. And you love them anyway. And it could be from their mother putting them in the corner when they're 3 years old, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But you're seeing through their eyes, and you're loving them anyway. Mm-hmm. And when you do it, he will feel it from you. Mm-hmm. And when he feels that true, unadulterated love, just see what happens with him.
Mm-hmm.
You will be shocked and amazed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not what he changes. It's never what the other person changes. It's what you change.
It's how we're looking at them, huh? It's how we feel about them. So how can Shelley do this in her life?
Same way.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact way.
And when she does this, will she be able to overcome her fear? Does that have anything to do with it?
She will.
Mm-hmm.
Because her love will become greater than her fear.
Beautiful. And she can get here in meditation.
Meditation and loving.
Mm-hmm. And that
Because you've got to take the time to stop thinking.
How often do you want her to meditate?
Every day.
For how long?
20 minutes.
Okay, good. And will she do it? Well, can you remind her to do it?
Yes.
How will you remind her so that she recognizes that you're doing it?
We'll make Piper bark at her.
Okay, good. Good. So Piper will bark at her, and she'll know that that's you saying, get over there and sit. 20 minutes. Right?
Yep.
It's important, isn't it?
It's very important that she stops thinking.
Tell her why.
Because your mind is going 24/7. You don't sleep. You barely even get enough to keep a human alive. Because you're constantly trying to solve problems. Stop.
Stop trying to solve problems.
Oh, she won't stop, but stop long enough to meditate.
Okay. All right, good. Because then I bet you she can solve those problems better, huh?
Yeah.
If she just stops.
She'll actually solve them and not just keep turning around in her brain.
Well, that's motivation then,
Yep.
isn't it? So if she actually stops, then she'll actually get the result she's looking for as opposed to spinning her wheels.
Yep.
Well, can she understand that? Does she get that now? Will she do it now that she gets that?
I think she will.
Okay.
I really do. I think that she's had a lot that she's gone through, so I think that now that a lot of that has gotten out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
And Doug exiting her life has been one of the greatest gifts he could have given her.
Mm-hmm. Tell her why that all went down the way it did.
So that you could stand in your power.
Mm-hmm. Is that why she had to deal... Tell her why she had to experience the abuse that she has in her life.
She came in here wanting it hard. So
She did?
She got it hard, and she picked some of the hardest lessons to learn. And
she sure did.
Thank God she's learning them.
She is learning them.
Yep, I think after the fourth severely abusive relationship, I think she finally got it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Took a little while, but she got it.
She did.
Good. Is there anything more that you would like to see her learn from those experiences?
Just to love herself. And to take care of her body.
Is she loving herself now?
No.
How can she love herself more? Or what can she do to love herself?
Spend time with herself in a way that is... Take a bath. Enjoy your body. It's here. Enjoy the sensations of it. Enjoy eating chocolate. Don't just wolf it down. Take a moment to enjoy it. Enjoy that peach and stop. Savor it. This body is created to have all these sensations. And she just rushes through them.
Why is she rushing?
Because I don't think she wants to attach to her body because she knows it's temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And so she doesn't want to really get attached.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, okay, I'll give you the food. You want chocolate? Okay, here's some chocolate.
Well, tell her why she's like that. What does that have to do with? Because you showed her some other lives there where she was different beings. So maybe we'll start there. Why did you show her that life where they were those three-fingered beings there that didn't have hair on their hands, and they were in those caves, and they were working with that energy device that they destroyed?
That was the precursor to Atlantis. I didn't want to show her Atlantis. I wanted to show her what happened so that she'd understand the ego side. Because when you step into this power that's getting ready to happen, you have to be prepared for the ego that's going to come with it. And it's just part of the journey. And if you've been on this planet for any time, you've seen it. Really good pastors, woo-woo people, leaders who were so good and so wonderful, and then they have an affair, or their ego gets so big they're beyond reproach. And they go from being this incredible force to an egotistical maniac. And so I have always cautioned her on her ego. In fact, we withheld funding for a project until I knew we wouldn't lose her in the process.
Really? So you're really checking her on making sure that the ego's not going to get away with this time.
That's right.
Because that was the precursor to Atlantis. What happened there?
Well, there's more to it than...
Can you tell us?
Not yet.
How come?
Because I don't want her focusing on that.
Oh, okay.
And she will.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's not relevant, the details of it. What's relevant is that she needs to understand when she steps into her power, not to get so carried away in the ego bit.
That's the biggest thing.
Okay. Because
there's going to be there already, if you talk to her for more than 5 minutes, she's been witness to so many miracles already. People walking, the blind are seeing. And at any moment she could flip into the ego, because they are walking and they are seeing because of something an action that she has done. But we have to keep her understanding that she's only providing information through, it's not because she's greater than anybody else or anything, it's because she is the one that has stepped forward.
Okay. So she's no better than anyone else. She just happens to be the one that has stepped forward.
Right. And it's not that we want to diminish who she is, but we want everyone on this planet. There is not one person greater or lesser than the other one.
Excellent.
Everyone is designed divinely.
And is that all that she needs to know to keep her ego in check, or is there more that she could know?
If she does that, opens up her heart, meditates 20 minutes a day, you girls are going to heal this world.
So that's a recipe, huh? Open up the heart, meditate 20 minutes a day. Realize that you're no better or less than anybody else.
And love.
Excellent. Good. And then we heal the world.
Then we heal the world.
Just like that. That's what she wants to do. She just wants to heal the world, create healing techniques that she can bring into the world. What do you want to tell her about that?
It's going to be different than what she thinks.
In what way?
In that the technique is not going to be healing. The technique is going to be love. And that is what's going to be the power that powers anything you girls want to do on this planet. You want a mansion on the hill, boom, first mansion on the hill. I mean, that's how you control matter.
With love.
Love. But it's the hardest thing. It sounds simple.
It's so simple yet hard to do.
Just like meditation. Just sit there. Shut up and sit there. And nobody does it.
Yeah. Okay. So really, it's the love that's the power. It's not the technology, or it's the love. So is she putting love into the technology that she's creating?
When she sits there and works with someone,
that's what's happening.
you watch. And she prays over every device that goes out.
And that's what's actually doing it. That's cool. And I'm curious though, in that lifetime, she was working with energy, right? She was trying to. She was an inventor then, wasn't she?
Right.
So why did you want to show her that?
I wanted to show her the ego side.
Okay, that was it. It didn't have anything to do with her working with energies and that kind of thing.
That was not any clues on how she can create something. That's why I showed her that and not the Atlantis, because the Atlantis, she would have figured out how to do stuff she doesn't need to know how to do.
So, really, is it just not time for that yet, or what?
Not needed.
Not needed. How come?
Because in the way Atlantis was set up, people could gain power over other people. And what we're trying to get you to create, no one has power over anyone. Everyone creates their own power.
And so those devices in Atlantis, that's how people would take power over another?
They took power, they took away people's ability to do this stuff themselves, because they convinced people that they had to go through a priest. They took children from parents. They did everything to gain control over society. What you're seeing today is what was started back then.
Is that why it's so important that we're having so much information about Atlantis coming up, so that we do it differently this time, or
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that?
You just can't. You need to rely on teaching people how to do it themselves, not on having to go through any conduit or anything else. Each person needs to do it themselves. At first, the people that step up and do the steps are going to have to do it because they have to teach. But it's not ever meant for them to take that power and rule it over. You should never have stadiums full of 30,000 people waiting to get healed. You should have stadiums full of 30,000 people that you're teaching how to heal themselves.
Yeah. Excellent. And what's the best way we can heal ourselves?
Through exactly what I said.
Same thing, yeah.
Same thing.
Good. Nice and easy, huh? Just
Love,
loving ourselves?
meditate, yes. Yeah. And this is a playground. Play.
We're supposed to play?
You're supposed to play. This is supposed to be a playground. You guys have made it into this horrible place that you don't even want to get out of bed. Roll around in the mud. Do crazy crap. What do you want to do? Ride a bike. Whatever. Just play.
Is that what you all want to see us do?
We want to see you play because we have fun with you.
You don't want to see us
all
stressed.
down and stressed and mad at your boyfriend because he didn't put the toilet seat down or garbage out or whatever it is he does. We don't. That's not fun for us. It's fun for us when you guys step into your power. Just imagine when you've taught somebody something, and you've given birth, a mother, a child, or just think about it. You have a student that you've taught something, and they step out and do it, and you get to watch them. There is nothing greater than that. Mm-hmm. So, play.
Love it. That's all we need to do is just play, have fun, and love each other.
And float.
And then we can fly, huh?
And we can fly, float, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Move mountains. You want a mountain in your backyard? Put a mountain in your backyard. Guess what? It won't even interrupt your neighbors because they won't see it.
Explain that.
Because it's your reality. It's not theirs. They're going to see an ocean. Because this is a playground.
So in that regard, when we create something for ourselves, maybe we're the only ones that can see it?
It depends on the vibration of it. If other people want to see it, they'll see it.
So that's how it works. They have to match the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And what's really interesting is when you get into it, you're going to notice that certain people disappear out of your lives.
How come?
Because they're not vibrating at the same vibration you are.
And how would you like for us to see that and view it?
Just as whenever you are around someone that is lukewarm and you're hot, if you're around that person a lot, you are going to go down in your energy because they are going to take it from you. And you will become lukewarm with them if you stay around them long enough. Now, how do you handle people that are like that? It's called touch and go.
Tell me.
Hi, how are you doing? Gotta go.
Make it brief.
Make it brief. Now, that doesn't mean you don't meet their needs. That doesn't mean if they reach out to you for help, you do that. But your inner circle has to be at the same vibration you are. Or don't be around anybody.
And is that so we can keep our own vibration
Yes.
where it's supposed to be?
And you will draw people at your vibration to you.
Okay, good.
You will not be alone for long.
Can you tell Shelley why her shoulder was tingling today?
We were healing that puppy.
Good. That's what I was thinking. She also had a foot thing
Yep.
happen. What was that?
She's not ready for us to heal that yet, so that was us trying to whack her.
Yeah, why is she not ready to heal that?
I think she's holding on to it.
What is it there that she's holding on to so she can understand?
She's holding on to the injuries that
Why?
happened around that time.
How come she's holding on to those?
I think she's still playing in the victim mode a little bit.
What do you want to tell her about that?
Stop.
How can she stop, though? What can you tell
By
her?
diving in and really dealing with her mother stuff. She's got to dive in and deal with it and mourn the loss and accept it. And she's done a lot of it, but she needs to do more.
What can you tell her to help her through that?
That it's going to be okay.
Why did she pick the mother that she did? What was she trying to learn from her?
She needed her life to be hard. Because when she came, her personality is if someone says you can't do it, she's going to do it. She's going to, and these were all naysayers telling her she couldn't build a device, nobody was going to listen to her, and all this. And so she had to prove them wrong. And to be honest with you, if we would have given her an easy life, she never would have created anything.
And is that what she came here to do, is to create these devices to help people?
She wants to heal the world. She's wanted that from day one.
And what do you want to tell her about that?
You're going to do it.
Good. Can you tell her how she's going to do it?
If you open your heart to love,
Yeah.
meditate for 20 minutes.
So same answer, huh? What about
Play.
feeding? What about feeding the world, feeding the hungry?
It's all the same because they'll be able to feed themselves.
Can you explain that more?
So, it's going to get scientific. If you ever wondered why everything is made up of small particles called atoms, molecules, those molecules can be rearranged into anything you want them to. And your mind has the power to do that. The drop of the hat. You want a steak? There's a steak. You don't even have to kill a cow.
Because the particles can be rearranged.
That's right.
And we can do that in our mind.
You can do that with your mind. And your words.
And say that again?
And your words.
And your words. So the words are important too.
Yes.
So can you describe a little bit more about how to do that in your mind?
So that's step 535. Good try.
I tried.
But you're not. You can't go there till you get here. You girls are in preschool.
Yeah.
And I say you girls because I think you're on this journey with her.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the same circle of influence, but hopefully you take this and go too.
Yes, absolutely.
So.
And so that's kind of far down the line that we will get to that advanced level where we can do that.
It's not far.
Just at 530.
It depends on how fast you can walk.
I see. Okay.
And the problem is, if we teach people that, we've tried it all different ways. If we teach people, show people what they can do, that's all they focus on, and they never get the love part.
Gotcha. And that's the main
and that's the problem. And then they end up where they can heal people, and you have people traveling from all over the world to go get healed by them.
When they can actually do it themselves.
And they can do it themselves. But these people now get paid $30,000 to remove a tumor through the skin, where the person can do it themselves.
And that's where the ego comes in.
Exactly. So we've learned that people have to have that love component first.
Okay. And then from there we can do anything.
That's right.
Got it.
Because we're going to show you everything you need to know. Go to sleep. You'll wake up with new things.
And is that how she's getting her information? Why is she the one that you're giving the information to?
She asked.
Oh, she asks. Well, it seems like she's been somebody who's been working with energies and inventing things for many lifetimes now.
She is one of the few people that we found that wants the person's healing for the person to be healed, not for what it looks like for her.
Not for her own good.
She really wants them to be healed.
So that's why she's getting the information. Her intentions are pure. That's everything, isn't it? I love that. Okay. Good.
So when she steps in front of a patient, she wants them to walk just as, and sometimes more, and we have to console her when they don't want to, they want to stop treatment because they've gotten relief, because their mindset is they get something out of being injured still. So.
Right. Is there anything you want to help us understand about that somewhere?
Just that it will cut. For that one person, there are 500 more that want to be healed.
And so what can we do for that person that doesn't want to?
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I thought. I just wanted you to say it.
Send them light and love, and then drop it and move on.
Awesome.
If anybody doesn't like what you're doing, send them light and love, drop them and move on. And the more you realize that they can't hurt you. Even if they spread lies, rumors, whatever, what is going to happen, so long as you don't get caught up in their negative energy, they can't hurt you. They can do nothing to you. And if your friends and family leave you, desert you, okay, we're going to send you 500 more people that will stand in support and love of you.
Excellent. Good. Everybody's learning in this process, huh?
Yep. So it's going to be amazing.
That's what we have around the bend. Amazingness?
Oh, you guys have no idea.
Can you tell us?
It's just, Shelley's seen part of it, and I think you have too. And it's going to be that times 500,000 people standing in front of you.
Oh, amazing. Good. So we are getting there. It's happening.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, good. I'm curious, this precursor to Atlantis that you showed her, so that was on Earth?
No.
That was not on Earth. So how come that precursor happened on a different planet?
Because we have multiple planets working.
Tell me about that. What do you mean?
We have all kinds of experiments going all over this universe.
What do you mean by experiment?
So, experiences, not experiments. I should say it's experiences.
Okay.
And so they're just different playgrounds. It's kind of like you want to go to SeaWorld, she wants to go to Six Flags. So they're different experiences.
Okay. Is it in the same galaxy? Like same star system?
In the Milky Way?
Mm-hmm.
That one wasn't, no.
No. Okay.
No.
No, so totally different galaxy.
Yep.
Okay. That's why they looked the way they did?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anything you wanted to know about that aspect of herself?
Just that she's been on many planets and many experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean, you all have.
Mm-hmm.
Pieces of you have been everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And so that last scene that you showed her then, that was Earth.
Yeah, that was an astronaut, and that was not her.
No?
No.
That was somebody else?
Yeah, that was somebody else.
How come you showed her that?
Because I wanted her to see that she was perfectly happy working alone.
Oh, okay. But that wasn't her?
No.
But that you wanted to show her that woman was perfectly happy working?
Yes, working alone, doing her own thing.
Got it.
And she was completely alone because, the guys, she was isolated.
Up in that tube station thing, yeah.
But she was fine.
And was that in the future or was that now?
It's now.
That's now. That's
It was like in the 70s, late 70s.
Oh, so we're still doing that kind of research?
Yeah. We've been doing research on, they've been doing, the lights and LEDs in space happened on the first time they rotated around the world.
Mm.
They were experimenting with all kinds of stuff.
Did they have any help? Was any information given from?
There's information always given. There's stuff in the launches that are televised. I mean, there's stuff going on that. There's stuff going. Okay, how can I word this? There's stuff going on that the public has very little knowledge of. But you shouldn't fear it.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing to be afraid of.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are powerful.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
You'll be able to protect yourself without guns, anything. You will.
So then let me ask you this. I was just at this UFO conference this weekend, and some people have a fearful mindset about our visitors that come from other planets. What do you have to say about that?
There are some that, like, Shelley was abducted when she was 12.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some that are trying to save their race, like they took her eggs.
Mm-hmm.
There are some, but they're not trying to hurt us.
Okay. Even the ones that are abducting? Like
They're-
the ones that took her eggs?
They're not. It's to save they're doing hybrids.
Okay.
Trying to save.
Hybrids.
They're trying to save their genetics. They're trying to, because they can't reproduce anymore.
Okay. So that's why they
And
go-
so, since we are so, like they came down here and tried to date you guys, you wouldn't date them.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only other option they have is that. And so they try to make it as non-invasive as possible. Am I saying it's right? No, I'm not saying it's right. You should have consent to it, but that's what they're choosing to do. But it's not to hurt anyone.
Well, how is it allowed to happen then? I thought we had like some sort of quarantine or protection against that.
Yeah, right.
No?
No.
Okay. So it's a free will thing then?
But it's not. Most of them are not trying to do bad things.
Okay.
They're really not.
Right.
And they're really rooting for our rise.
Got it.
So it's not, but there are some bad, and to be honest with you, I think them harvesting the eggs has made them very protective of your planet.
Oh, how come?
So I think because they don't want to lose it, because our eggs are more compatible with them than any other place.
Oh.
And so
And
I
where
think,
are the hybrids? Are they here?
I think some are here, some are there.
Okay.
Depends on what they look like.
Okay.
But when anyone tries to overtake, that's who's protecting you guys.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Good.
just to let you know, you've got protectors.
So much good information there that I couldn't pick and choose what to leave in and what to leave out. And so I had to leave that entire 35-minute clip in just to give you an idea. And there was so much more to this session. There were another 2+ hours to it. So I asked a lot more questions and we got a lot more into her healing process. So it was such a wonderful session, and I really want to thank Shelley for allowing me to share this with all of you. And so I'm going to leave you with a song for today. This is Symbolico, Seeing Auras. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
For the sake of understanding, we need to start to see this physical dimension that we're currently focused in as a 360-degree panoramic learning hologram that was designed by Source itself for self-actualization. It's a bit like a full experience video game.
Yeah.
The aura is essentially a field of subtly luminous electromagnetic radiation. Really, it's just another dimensional layer of a being. It is the multidimensional aspect of you. And the body is an overlay upon it. Eventually, seeing auras will become a multi-sensory experience, thus expanding your understanding and wisdom of this universe even more.
Oh my God!